least someone knows how to treat you right. Fresh off the griddle, the Barbecue Rancher range from KFC.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're counting down our picks for the television commercials that look terrible with what we now know. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. Everyone should be more like...
At WeBuyAnyCar.com, we live by one simple rule. Be more like Philip Schofield.
Back a few years ago, people looked towards this television personality very differently.
The most loved man in Britain, unofficially.
Unfortunately now, people have a very different opinion on Philip Schofield after a series of controversies led to him leaving his most prominent television roles. So when we look back on this advert by We Buy Any Car, calling for its employees to be more like the former This Morning host, the instructions are a little bit dodgy. You have to wonder what happened to that muscle-bound statue of Scove.
You could call it our philosophy.
Do you think he got to keep it? Number 9. Corden.
Well, James, we know where you live.
Speaking of British celebs who fell from grace, it's time for some James Corden. First, there's got to be the infamous Tango advert in which Corden is harassed by a group of men with Tango megaphones, but the fault doesn't lie on Corden for this one, as the ad was actually banned because it encouraged bullying.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm a mess. I'm a mess.
Something Corden allegedly knows a lot about.
Nice. Does it say anything about parking?
One where we can blame him is his appearance on Confused.com's series of ads though. The real kicker here is how this one ends, where Corden obnoxiously books a table for two at a restaurant.
Table for two, please. 2 winners.
Corden was infamously banned from a New York restaurant after his terrible behavior, and he even had to make a formal apology. Number 8. Outrunning the press.
It's a real dark breakthrough. From Weight Watchers.
Back in the 90s, the royal family was one of the most hounded sets of celebrity figures by the press. This was highlighted in an ad campaign for Weight Watchers featuring Sarah Ferguson, aka Fergie, the Duchess of York. The ad had the line, "harder than outrunning the paparazzi." It turned out this was horrible timing, as just days after, Princess Diana would tragically pass away when the vehicle she was traveling in crashed in an attempt to evade the press. As such, Sarah Ferguson's ad with Weight Watchers was pulled, and the company lost a lot of money. Number 7. Yorkie.
Yorkie, please, mate.
You're not a bird, are you?
This one may split opinion, but many have looked back on this old Yorkie chocolate bar campaign with disdain. The series ran the slogan, "It's not for girls," alluding to the fact that Yorkies are thicker, harder chocolate bars that women can't handle.
Yorkie, 5 big masculine chunks of chocolate. It's not for girls.
Pretty soon, even the chocolate bars themselves had a "No Girls Allowed" symbol on them. While some argue it may not have actually been the intention of the campaign, this sort of laddish humour comes across as in really bad taste nowadays.
Right, who's next?
Yorkie.
Excluding women from a chocolate bar just wouldn't fly.
Some now spy gender stereotyping from an era where even a chocolate bar carried a gender-defining message.
Number 6. Not the best spokesperson.
Guess what?
Yes, Mr. McParr.
Ant and Dec are pretty much television royalty in the UK, so it's no surprise that they've been used in a number of commercials over the years.
What did you do today?
Learn about the digestive system.
That's all fine and good, but there's one set that stands out like a sore thumb. The Geordie duo were featured in a series of ads where they'd be driving people around as part of Suzuki Surprises. Sounds pretty cute on paper, but when your advert shows Ant McPartlin behind the wheel of a car, and then soon after he's plastered all over headlines with a drunk driving charge, it doesn't really inspire much confidence.
I'll be honest, I can't wait to drop you two off. My head's battered.
Number 5. Even though...
Everybody in the world loves Iron Brew.
I do.
There's a history of British ads that use transgender people as a punchline, and they definitely wouldn't fly today. First, there's the Iron Brew singing family commercial.
And I especially love Iron Brew, even though I used to be a man.
It's unclear what the joke is here. It seems to have just been used for apparent shock value.
New Walls Connect
Then of course there was the Cornetto ad that was on every 5 minutes, which relies on pretty much the same joke.
I'm a man. Surprise, surprise. Give me cornetto, and I won't tell the cop.
The UK was a very different place back then. Number 4, Juice.
Way down deep in the middle of the Congo, a hippo took an apricot, the guava, and the mango.
This is another one which divides opinion, as the Umbongo ads are pretty much ingrained into every 80s and 90s kids' memories. There's a good chance you can still recite the memorably catchy tune to this day.
For the sunny funny one they call Umbongo.
But these days, people tend to realize the campaign was a bit racist. And no, they don't drink Umbongo in the Congo. Arguably worse though has to be the Kia Ora ads, which feature very dated stereotypical caricatures. Number 3, all that glitters is not gold. There are few people that are as despised as Gary Glitter is in the UK, but that wasn't always the case.
Well, music lovers, when you've made as many comebacks as Gary Glitter.
Years before his disgusting crimes involving underage people came to be known by the British public, he was featured in numerous ads, such as this one for Heinz lentil soup.
Heinz soup, it's the taste people hunger for.
Safe to say he won't be making any more comebacks, eh? If we had to pick one that aged the worst out of all his appearances though, it would have to be this ad campaign for young people's British Railway cards. We don't really need to explain why this is so bad, do we? Number 2, the white stuff. God, where do we even begin with this one?
Poor little mites. If they don't get some tucker soon, they'll be too weak to make it through the day.
It's an advert for milk, but it's about a group of kids having trouble with their barbecue. That's already a bit of an eyebrow raiser, but it gets infinitely worse when the person who turns up to help them is none other than disgraced television personality Rolf Harris. Harris, as you may be aware, was arrested as part of Operation U-Tree for indecent acts, including with underage girls. So yeah, having him around children here is a bad look. The tagline for the ad is just plain weird.
The white stuff. Are you made of it?
Who's made of the white stuff? All of us, I guess? Number 1, anything with him.
And don't do that.
This don't make me crazy.
Unfortunately, there was a time where you simply couldn't escape seeing this man's face. He was one of the most pushed celebrities in the UK, and as such, he even popped up in a fair few adverts too. Jimmy Savile was used to promote everything from food to road safety.
A car is a box on wheels, but a box just the same.
Given all the horrific things that came to light after his passing, it's safe to say that these companies would love for these ads to be scrubbed from the British public's consciousness. That won't be happening anytime soon though.
Don't just take my word for it. Ask a young expert if this is the age of the train.
Which of these adverts do you remember? Did we miss any particularly bad ones? Let us know in those comments below. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.